because I've been reading a lot of books, the book talk got into my Instagram, and then I started hearing about halting Adeline and then hunting Adeline. Of course, I was intrigued because I was like, because some people loved it, some people hate it, and I was like, why? So then I ordered it, even though I was a bit like, and I was really excited. Anyway, so then I read the first book. I was like, oh, okay, this is different, this is weird, but it's still like got a storyline to it, and she's fully like got a kink towards what's happening, and she likes it, and he's handsome and all of that. So it's like, okay, this is cool. And then she gets kidnapped at the end of book 1, and I'm like, oh, okay, because that's what I was hoping for, because I didn't want this book to be bad, the second book. So then I didn't want it to be about her running away from him and then he's trying to like hunt her. I would just want a happy ending for them already. So when she gets kidnapped, I was like, oh, that makes sense why the second book is called Hunting Adeline, because he's got to go save her. Okay, cool. So I start the second book. Oh my God. Well, let's just say that I've come across a book that I really, really hate, and I wish that I never read, and I really, really want to stop reading it, but the storyline's already there in my head. I need it to be completed, but I absolutely regret going into this series because of this second book. So in the politest way possible, it's just disgusting. And the more I keep like getting angry at it, the more I'm having to justify why the writer thought it would be a good idea to put this book in the bracket of spiciness. And it is absolutely disgusting. It should definitely not be in a bracket of spiciness. And I understand that she's trying to, I don't know what she's trying to do, but it could be that she's trying to bring light to the fact that trafficking happens in a world, and this is what people actually go through. But I would prefer for that to be what the book is under, and not spiciness, because that is just disgusting stuff, and I didn't want to read it, and it traumatized my brain for the days that I've been reading. I'm like more than halfway done now, but it's traumatizing my brain. I'm looking at the human race as if they're not safe. It would have made more sense for her to put this book first, but she's already met the guy she's fallen in love with in book 1. Now she's been kidnapped, been done horrendous things to, so you might as well put her through all of that before she met him. Like, it's just disgusting. And I do not like the story plot. It got me thinking though, these books are like showing a side to sexuality that is not for all people. And so then I think it's important that I come and say, I don't want these books to influence people to think that this is what women want, that women like to be scared, that women like to have their heart racing, really scared, oh my gosh, he's gonna kill me, and then you're turned on by that. Like, that is not the typical woman. And these books, they're so popular that I don't want it to start to bring that message to people, because it's absolutely not true. What she experienced in book 1 is not my kink whatsoever. It's not many women's kinks whatsoever. Yes, it's interesting. Yes, it's like, oh, this turns me on a little bit because he's handsome, but it's not your typical woman. So let's just make that clear. And then the second book though, if there are people out there who do get turned on through heartbreaking things, then that percentage again is very, very small. And I wish that I understood that before I began this book, because it absolutely does not turn me on whatsoever. It's disgusting and I don't like it. Even at the beginning of the book, she warns people that this is very dark. And then she says, but there's still loads of spice in it. Like, there shouldn't be no spice in this book. It's disgusting. Everything about it is disgusting and heartbreaking because of how much she goes through when she gets kidnapped in the grooming house where she's going to get sold, and the horrendous things that they do to her while she's there, and the men do everything to her, and there's loads of men everywhere and they abuse her, and there's loads of girls in there and they abuse each other, and it's just disgraceful. And I didn't want to read that. Thank you very much. I could have done without reading that story. So I guess, like, if you're going to read these books, please see it as a way of education of what's going on in the sex trafficking world, not some love story that's all like flattering for the heart. And that's exactly what I read for. I don't read for this type of stuff. I read for my heart to be inspired, for me to be pushed, for my ideas to be pushed, all of the beautiful things. That's not beautiful what happens in this book. So then if you're going to read it, make sure you understand that that's what you're going to read. And even if there is a happy ever after, which I can tell there's going to be like some epic ending, how everybody saves the day, even so, I was not prepared. The disgustingness, and I don't think it should be put under spiciness. I keep saying it. The warnings wasn't warning. I was about to finish the video there and I didn't even dive deep into the trafficking world and what the heck is happening in this world. What's happening is that there's a mix of humans in the world. A lot of them are sensitive and scared, and some of them are not sensitive and they're not scared. The people who are not sensitive and not scared, they tend to be leaders. And sometimes the sensitive one can be not scared, which then can also make a leader. But the leader is more ballsy, more like, don't tell me what to do, I create the rules. Like, don't tell me what to do, I'll tell you what to do because I'm clever enough and I can lead. So some humans are like that, but most humans are scared and timid, not confident in that respect. Anyways, the people who are leading, if you're a leader, you are either kind or not kind. And unfortunately, basically, I don't know what happened in this world. All of the clever leaders have not been kind. And so then they've created this world where they want to do things that are just very imbalanced and unfair and disgusting sometimes. I'm pointing out the book. And I don't understand that behavior because I have kindness in my feelings and I would never want to do none of those things to another human. So then I don't fully understand why it's happening and why these humans behave that way. Apart from the calculations of like, oh, you were treated bad, you didn't have the education, you didn't have the feelings in your body, you didn't have blah, blah, blah. So many things equals to this human being unkind and clever, then leading this horrendous world, right? So that makes sense, the maths of it, but the behind the scenes of like, why is this happening does not make sense. Why did you create bad people and make them be the ones who lead? Like, why did you do that? Creation, universe, God, whoever did this, why is this happening? Like the why is not clear, but the maths of how it's happening is clear. And I don't know if I should go into that, like, and maybe I should, like that the maths of okay, so this is what happened, this is the 2 + 2, or if I should just skip past that and just kind of go, well, anyways, here's a new breed of human which it doesn't math the way you mathed, and the kindness leads along with the intelligence, and then so then that is going to produce a new experience for all humans. And so then now let's just concentrate on that. And of course, if you want to understand how you got to here in the maths sense, we can speak about that, which might be loads of different things again which I don't understand, of like the capacity of the brain not being able to foresee other people's feelings. And then maybe my brain has a capacity that sees other people's feelings, and because I'm sensitive to their feelings. They're like, oh my gosh, that's so embarrassing for you. Oh my God, that must hurt. Oh my God, that's terrible. And I could feel how bad that would be looking at you experiencing it. And maybe they didn't have the capacity to do that physically, literally in the DNA. I don't know why. I don't know what happened there, but maybe that's what happened. But if that is what happened, now we move on to the new what's happening, which is not that, which is kindness. And where this type of stuff is, well, I don't throw away, please, bin. Bye. But I do think if it's true that we have been bringing people up in a cold way, you know, and actually, of course, we've been doing that because I've seen it with my own eyes, where you call your children with bad names and you tell them how disappointed you are. And, you know, you hit them if they do bad things and you're angry at them, and people cheat on you and you hate them. And if you get so angry, you end up killing somebody. So many stories of like things that are going wrong in a human race because we don't have a means to understand each other and to live a good life. Like there's no map and availability. And the systems that we've got in place doesn't produce us coming together and learning each other in a productive, positive way. And actually, it's the opposite. We've got competitions in schools, competitions in jobs, competitions in relationships. So it's all just like a mess, what we're creating. So babies have created this world and it's an absolute mess. And so, of course, you're going to see each other as low things. What I don't get, though, is that, yes, but why do I have to touch you? Yes, I hate you. Yes, I hate you. But why am I going to now touch you against your will? This is what I don't understand, why we're so different. Like me, I'm very different from these humans. Because even if I hate you, I'm not going to touch you. I'm going to do the opposite. I'm going to run away from you. If I want to harm you, I'm running away. The only way I'm going to touch you is if you don't let me run away. So I don't get it. I don't get the divide in these choices. But it's happening and these people are leading, basically. And then so then here we are. But the new education now is that, okay, we don't tell our children these things. We respect each other. We don't have competitions in school. We don't have competitions in jobs. Actually, let's just change the whole entire system. So then you have 6 months of your life where you could just be free and roam the world for free, getting to know everything and all humans and all different cultures. And then you come back to your center where you work for 6 months to make the world go round. That sounds more better, where you can be fulfilling and learn in your world, in your environment, instead of not being able to afford to learn your world in your environment and yourself, to express yourself freely without the pain and the suffering of needing to survive. So of course you're producing craziness, but even if I'm crazy, which I maybe am in terms of my sadness and my depression is so deep, I'm still not going to do stuff like this. So I still don't get it. Maybe that anger is a chip inside of us where there's a switch, and when that switch switches, then you're capable of doing all things. And maybe my switch never got there, but I have so much anger, so I'm surprised. But I don't have that chip in me that's like, I'm gonna hurt you, no thank you, I'm gonna run from you, that's what I'm gonna do, see you later. And then if you try to stop me, then I have no choice but to direct the anger towards you. But I don't want to. I want to run away with my anger and sort it out by myself. We don't do that. So, and maybe that's the knowledge that we're not even teaching in schools. Like, don't confront anger in the conversation. Let anger go by itself over there, sort itself out, and then come back to have a conversation. I've said this so many times in videos, so I'm just repeating myself here. We don't have the system in place to produce healthy humans in a healthy world. But hello there, humans have now started to be born in this world where we have passion and ideas and capacity and capability to go ahead and implement new systems and create new systems and push for new systems and cry for new systems. Don't read this book. And if you want to see it as a learning curve of what happens in trafficking with a little bit of maybe made up stuff inside of it. Oh my God, I'm forgetting one big part. I can't believe I nearly forgot to talk about this little part, because she wrote a scene that infuriated me a little bit because she didn't put enough information inside of it to explain what she meant. And it infuriated me because she was given a picture that's just absolutely incorrect. So basically, while she's kidnapped, she gets a buyer who's interested in her, this like really rich man, and he's obsessed with her anyway. So he comes to see her once a week to have sex with her, and he cuts her and stuff while he's doing it, and she's bleeding all the time and that. He's obsessed with her and he wants her to feel the same way back, but he knows that she's in love with the main character guy. So then he's trying to force her to have an orgasm, and then he's having sex with her and then stimulating her clitoris at the same time, right? And then he, after I think 2 times of trying, he succeeds, which makes her feel even worse about herself, because she's like, what does that mean about me that I was able to orgasm? So then she hates herself even more. Anyways, that infuriated me because these planes keep interrupting me. That infuriated me, yeah, because a strong-minded person, like the way that the woman is, she's a writer, she has a strong mind, she's a bit cocky. A strong-minded person does not have an orgasm without the mind being involved. I have to be willing in my head to have an orgasm for my body to have an orgasm. Absolutely not are you able to make me orgasm without my brain involved in the matter. And I think it's the same with a man. If your brain is not involved, you can't get hard unless you're given a pill to get hard. But I have to mentally allow something to happen for me to allow an orgasm. So it doesn't matter how many strokes you put on my clitoris while you're trying to make me do things, you're never going to succeed in making me orgasm. So I don't understand how she, the writer, makes this woman suffer like a crazy nightmare to then allow her to orgasm with one of the people who's abusing her. It absolutely would never happen unless you like it. And this girl does not like it unless she's saying that she does, and then if that's so, then that's heartbreaking, because then she's cheating on the main character guy, and then that's heartbreaking because I don't want to read that either, because I want happy endings. And so then if she enjoys what happened, which she didn't, it's impossible for you to orgasm. So I just wanted to make that clear as well. Okay, now I'm gonna go. So I'll see you again sometime. Okay, goodbye.